2019. If you don't get a no hit, please wait, the tentacles are alive. Hold up. Why? I swear they nerfed this bone. This, I don't know what you would call it. See? It's not, that ain't right. And you can see the cleavers working. Like, even though his fists are up in the sky, the cleavers still hit. They're like hitting his forearm. This thing right here, this bone. This, I don't know what you would call it. Apple, cherry. In a weak version. Probably scary. Oh my god! Did he teleport onto? How does oil fit? No, not like this. Not like this. Someone tell me, why did that aggro me? I did absolutely nothing. I have been rubbing noses with the leaf and not aggroing them. And that thing. Look at that. I almost jumped right into it. Oh freaking door. Open up. Eggheads on the front line. Wait! Don't let the Reaper take me. I'll pay. How much? 30 tokens. 30 tokens? Or we kill this person and get whatever death is gonna give us. We don't know what death gives us. I'm broke, by the way. End it? He hasn't done anything wrong yet. Just, it's a hater. That is troll. That's by far the most troll thing I have seen in this game. Can someone explain this to me? First off, can I get a clip? Oh, I should grab the shield so I can try to parry it. I wonder what... You gain the ability to slide a press down in the action. Okay. The Metroidvania.
Change your mind. Did you just hit your teammate?
Yeah, it did.
V, that is the most. That is the best. I'm so glad that you did that. I don't know if it was on purpose, but I'm gonna say yes.
Everyone. Oh my god! How did I not die? I phaser? That's a pretty good joy. I have no idea what tools you had to do that, but that's a round of applause. That's not half bad. Good job, Nicole. I gotta kill it. But I like it. No, they have to die. Synapse with the Rot Hound. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie, you all are actual, Yo. Wait, the ghosts can spawn in here? No way. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Tuesday, second stream of the week. VeeDotMe here. We have some kind of experimental stuff lined up today while we are prepping for this Thursday. The first thing we're gonna try out, I don't know if the Cobalt Streak thing, Deathless full unlock file, is possible, but I'm gonna see what it looks like today, at least starting off in 0 BC, then go from there. And then second, I've been trying to do my achievements for Have a Nice Death offline, and it's awful, and I kind of hate it. It's exactly like I thought on the tier list, so I might be doing that after the Dead Cell segment. If I get too mad, I will change over to Sephiria. That's the goal. Don't get mad. Don't tilt is the goal. Like, I cannot begin to tell you all how many times I've died and Have a Nice Death. I was also struggling in Raven's Watch for a little bit, trying to get a nightmare clear on Scarlet. I did eventually get it, and it's really just to get good. It's not that the game was too hard, it's that I would breed and make mistakes, and all kinds of stuff would happen, and then I end up just, like, dying. Killing myself, essentially, but once I locked in, I guess, even with not even a giga busted build, it's like a decent build, everything worked out. Either way, good to see everybody. Blaze, good to see you. Terra, hello. Pyro, hello. Zero, hello. New RuneScape survival crafting game has been released. I know they did an announcement. I didn't think it was actually released yet. Very early. Dragon Wilds, 30 bucks. Yeah, wow, today. Early access. Mostly positive already. That's only slightly above mixed. Sorry, 1 second, chat. I gotta figure out what Buster wants. Wonder if I'll have to pay to remove ads from RuneScape. You're already paying for the game. It's $30. I would not assume there's any paid anything in here. It's also $30 for early access, but that's fine, I think. Have I seen Into the Dead? First off, I'll say that's a no. Is it better Zomboid? That's all I need, honestly. Oh, wait, is it like 7 days to... No, not 7 days to die. This war is mine.
Into the Dead.
Yes, it is like, I never played the game. I watched a lot of Korean streamers play it. This war is mine. I've always wanted to try it. Ooh! I felt that one in real life. There's a demo for this? Rip. I gotta see if they've done any other games too. Festering flesh wound? Oh no. Rip character. 07's in the chat for Grace or whoever that character was. Someone shut off the water. We're dealing with zombies. Why are we fighting people? Every day with that. Yo, FinFeed, welcome. If you can exercise patience, I'm sure you will be okay in like 5 minutes. I'm subscribed.
Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days.
I will wishlist that, absolutely. It is listed as survival, which is pretty adjacent to roguelike, I would say. From the developer, they have done horse racing. Not a lot of other things that I think would have shown up in our channel, but it looks like a game that I actually do enjoy. So, excuse me, that could be legit. Normal for a zombie game. Dead Rising had us killing people. It is the norm. You would just think that something to unify the people together, you know? Zombie outbreak. Surely that is a way for us to stop fighting each other, is a zombie outbreak. That's why I stopped watching Walking Dead after like season 2. I thought we were fighting zombies. Every episode is some issue with some person. Nothing else really came out today from what I saw. There was one game that I was sort of interested in. I think it's called Into the Deep. So I will show the trailer for this. That is not the game. hang on. Ocean. It's not Ocean's Keeper. It's basically underwater roguelike with a little bit of Dome Keeper. Maybe it's not fair to really say it's Dome Keeper. Sorry, just checking through some email. I guess Star Vaders is launching as well. It's not this either. No, it's not that. Crap, chat, I lost it.
Duh! Night Rain!
Oh, May. Crap, I thought this was like April 29th. By the way, we have 2 releases this month. Astral Ascent, new update. This is...
Dude, that's him!
It's him! It's him! April 30th. Brand new DLC. Maybe we will be locked in for that one too. And then Raven's Watch, new DLC, is I think the same day. 1967. Raven's Watch, Romeo and Juliet, free apparently. I thought this was paid. Planned for May 2025. Did this get pushed back? Okay, yeah, I guess we don't have to worry about this. Chat, Astral Ascent on the 30th, and then we'll be playing Windblown all the way throughout that time frame. All right, I'm gonna load up Dead Cells while I try to answer this question in chat. As part of the trope that zombie apocalypse, the people are the real ones to fear. So you know what's fun? World War Z. I think you get it for free on Epic Game Store or something. That's a fun game. Now, it is just like a game. You don't really like make relationships with characters. It's almost like an arcade game. But you don't have to worry about a story, I guess. I mean, there is some light story, but it's not that kind of story. It is like literally the world is done, is toast. How do we get to Sanctuary? In your reaction video to the roguelikes are hurting other genres, the guy was spreading misinformation. Not only have the devs said it, it's very obvious that rooms are handmade. That's where VeeDot... Is it crafted? basically when we were saying handcrafted for a long time, that was where that came from. Also specifically said they couldn't figure out an algorithm to arrange platforms and walls in a fun way, which the guy for some reason insisted that they did. Yeah, so for those who have no idea what Tara's referring to, I reposted the Pogo Bro React video because we recently did the roguelike tier list, and I thought, you know, what better way to continue conversations about roguelikes than to set up that React vid that we did. And people have the same thought process as they did the first time we posted it, which was most of the takes in the video have to be objectively wrong, even though it's a take. But there are a surprising non-zero amount of people who are in the same boat of, I'm tired of roguelike games. Bring me back to, I guess, something like Castlevania, which I almost imagine the evolution of Castlevania if it's not designed to be like Nine Souls or Hollow Knight, where like it's a giant world. And even then, if you could condense a giant world down to like a 1 hour segment, that's probably fun too. But the idea of like handcrafted level design and stuff like that, and then you point at games like Isaac to be the premier version of handcrafted level design, it was a nice conversation. Because like you don't get to see that type of talk here. What am I gonna complain about? Terraria? Marvel Rivals? Sometimes it's nice to hear the other points of view than the ones that we have. Even if you can point out some fallacies, maybe that's also okay. It helps tune your brain a little bit. Am I gonna play Mugenics? I'd like to do a first look of it, but I don't know if that's something that's gonna like stick with the channel for very long. There was something about people being real mad that you couldn't play one of them themselves. I think it was Juliet. Is that World War Z? That game has a lot of DLC to it as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if by now you could just buy that character. Update 12. Elite. 102 runs. Let's do 5 instead. Alright. Raven's Watch. Oh, yeah. So Raven's Watch, the original DLC was posted as a co-op character. As in, you cannot choose Juliet without someone playing Romeo. Which means you can't play the character solo, you have to play in multiplayer. So they recently retracted that you can now play one without the other. I don't know how their kit is gonna line up because of that. If, for example, because I think they have some like dash to each other kind of gameplay. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to do that with any character that you're playing with, or maybe you don't do it at all. And they remade like the entire kit. It'd be interesting if it does have that gameplay, but you're playing solo. So like now, do I just not have the dash anymore because there's not a person, or will the game like put a training dummy up and then I jump to that almost like Geppetto does? So we'll have to see what they end up landing on. That dev doesn't do beta tests, I think. I'd have to double check that. I feel like they don't really do public betas for their stuff. Which is usually okay. They typically don't miss, to be honest. Yo, Barry, first time chatter, welcome. Barry, you're just in time. I've been toying with a new idea, and not really like brand spanking new. It's an idea that we borrowed from other folks like Cobalt Streak, doing deathless all unlock save files, where you have to go and get, for Dead Cells at least, every blueprint without dying until you get to the point where you have to die to get the blueprints. So you save those for the very end. The number of blueprints in the game. I don't know if we have this information. Dead Cells Wiki? So obviously there's blueprints. Secret blueprints from secret areas. Oh wow. There's that many blueprints? All right, calculator. Sheesh. All right. 104, 33. 104 seems like a lot. 53, 64, 2. This is wrong, right? This is way too many. 269 blueprints. Nice. Every enemy drop blueprint is assigned to one of the 5 rarity levels, which corresponds to the drop chance. The rarity levels themselves, such as legendary, are arbitrary. The only effect they actually have in game, aside from the representing drop chance, is cosmetic. Rare and legendaries are red and show special rare text. Note that for always rarity, the majority of drops from bosses are fixed to a specific minimum difficulty. Yeah, so we're gonna have to climb in difficulties as well. But really, you want to start off in 0 BC to try to farm up as many specific monsters as possible. We do have to load up live splits and make a specific one. Because we will time this and see how long it takes us to get a fresh save. Full unlock. There's gonna be some boss rush in there too. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to do hitless boss rush. I mean, I don't have to die, right? I just have to do it hitless. Which, to be honest, that's probably gonna be the worst part of this whole thing. But it's probably... Chat, do you all think dying in boss rush counts as dying for the all unlock save? All unlocks deathless save file? Surely it doesn't count. Okay, so edit splits. Game is Dead Cells. And then we're gonna save this. Deathless unlock. It's not a run, so it technically shouldn't count. It's definitely gonna be like one of the last things that we do. So in that case, like, I won't have to worry about it that badly. I'll even do like the death required ones before then. We also have to think about heads. Heads don't have blueprints, so a lot of those are separate from the 269. Okay. I mean, the first step is to even make sure that this is gonna be okay in the first place. It's gonna be different than a speed run. Like, I can't really speed run until I get the blueprints off the map. And to be fair, I think there's a mechanic in this game where like only one blueprint will drop on the map, period. Let's double check that real quick. secret blueprints mechanics. During level generation, there's a chance based on rarity that a blueprint gets assigned to a viable enemy for it to drop. So if a level drops a blueprint, the player will need to kill that specific enemy to get it. A maximum of 1 outfit and 1 item may be randomly dropped by the enemies in each biome. This limit applies even if it's a 100% drop chance. If 2 or more such enemies are present, the first one killed will drop and the other ones do not. So as we go through this, we have to make sure that if we get a blueprint for a weapon and a skin, you do not really need to stay on the map any longer. You can leave and go to the next one. And I think that's gonna help, like, oh, time. Why is it already red? Hang on, hang on. Do I care? Yeah, I do kind of care that it's already red. Sorry, chat. I always struggle with live splits for some reason. Like, it says we're on attempts 2 already. Oh, I see why. I added zeros for the split time, so 0 was like the time. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, that means, unlike a regular speed run, I do actually have to kill stuff. Because ideally, the sooner I get a blueprint, the sooner I can move on and like cross it off the list. But does that mean we kill every single monster? Yeah, because I think there's 1 monster on the map that has its blueprint, and we don't know who it is. There it is. Now, that still means there could be another item on the map. That's the skin. But I wonder if that's guaranteed. I think it may be. I think I've had situations where, like, Kamikaze Bat dropped its outfit. But then I also got a regular skin from a different monster. Not a skin, a regular weapon. 100% speed run? Yeah, I mean, I'm not really going for speed necessarily, because like if we die, then the entire thing would be over. So we have to really make sure that it's a deathless all unlock file first before it becomes a speedrun file. Again, this is me assuming that we got the blood sword and do not have to stick around. %100% drop rate, but maybe behind Vine Room. Ooh, that's awful. Well, I mean, we got the kill and got the blood sword. So like technically we may not really need more green zombies, right? Unless green zombie also has a skin. I'm gonna have to make a spreadsheet, I think. That way we can really keep track of what's actually in here and what's not. And then you all could help too. We could have a command, !! blueprints. Not the game. Oh, we can't do this yet. Chat, I'm happy to see that Blueprints is getting a lot of love from a lot of streamers. Like, I knew people would be playing it, but I was worried that they would just like try to speed run through it. The game's great, like definitely seal of approval. Are you counting health flasks upgrades? Yeah, so it really should be all baubles at the entrance filled. Now there's also, as I said, skins, especially the boss rush ones. And I do believe the skin baubles would kind of count towards that, but we'll decide once we get to the very end. That's something that's probably like 300 hours away, so I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Yo, Goose, good to see you. V not necessarily known for challenge runs, by the way, but at least this thing I can kind of always turn on and do. Even if we have something else to be done, we can still always think about, hey, let's do some progress on this. I think Cobalt Streak does that too. So there's our weapon blueprint, which means I shouldn't really need to kill much else. Green Zombie has lots of drops. Yeah, we have one of them so far. So I guess that means we should continue to kill it. I do like the strat of like, once you get a blueprint, you just kind of move on. Oh yeah, you're right, daily challenge. Wait, what if I die in daily challenge? Does that count against me? Chat, we might have to hit up Cobalt Streak. See what the official rules are. Because like they have to do tainted lost and stuff like that. If those counts as losses, then that's really, really annoying. I don't know if I have it in me. Tainted loss is basically curse sword. Except worse, because like tainted loss itself is not a strong character. Nice. Boss rush. So there's boss rush mutations, and I think those should count. I'm a little worried about the boss rush skins. Those are going to be a problem. So we definitely don't do those until the very, very end. And then we can decide, like, does it count as a completion or not? I mean, shoot, by then I could just post the vid to YouTube and they'll decide if I count it or not. But daily challenge is what? 10 daily challenges without dying, if we want to count dying. All right, we do have access to this, which is nice. Could start pumping up this for the next run. No backpack yet either. I just know when you have Firebrand as your primary weapon, you do no damage to Concierge. But maybe that doesn't matter right now. Like I said, we're not even really supposed to be speedrunning. But I may as well do a little bit of something if I can. Iron Stab is 100% blueprint that's really easy to get. There's only 3 wardens in the shrines. DLC required challenge. Oh no. What happens if you don't own the DLC? Your gate kept. The challenge is pay to win. Or pay to play, rather. Technically, I could be doing some custom mode too. We can really cook this challenge if we want to. Yeah, I think we'll have to look at Cobalt Streak's rules. I know we can make up our own, but if someone's already done half the work, that's better for us. What about the heads that you need to dye? I think those are okay to do. Like, you would do those possibly at the end as well. There's gotta be some stuff in Isaac that requires dying. I think almost every roguelike has some kind of unlock that requires death. Even Hades. Hades has lots of stuff that you have to die to get. Some gods don't even show up until you start dying. I have to kill all of these. Like, who has the blueprint? If I just leave with the speed run, then I lose whatever progress I could have made on the file. We out here alive selling? Always. Until the next game comes out, that's a banger, 10 out of 10. Not having Explorer's Instinct, it's gonna suck too. You had a rule set when you tried this. The few death unlocks needed to be announced at the beginning of the run to not turn a random death into prog U. That was a calculated death, chat. What do you mean I just stood there and took a hit? Chat, I have 2,000 hours in this game. You don't get it. Calculated death. Ford, good to see you, by the way. We have really not gotten this thing yet. Oh, could it be behind Ram Room? And then you're wasting your time until you get all of the runes. Interesting. Well, if you don't think about it, it's not an issue. Chat, I was doing some Path of Exile 2 today. My Huntress is getting so much better. Finally getting items. And then I did part 1 of something that I've been meaning to do for a while. I did make a new YouTube channel. Right now I'm sitting on like 3 channels. Just like getting the name. I haven't done a vid for them yet, but today I just like I'm spitballing the concept for the new channel, which is just called VeeDotRuns. You might even kind of get what it's supposed to do. Uh-oh. Okay, so there are no monsters after that. So we should be okay. The blueprint should still be somewhere. And like maybe I missed a monster earlier. Should be fine without. What about behind Spider? Oh, wait. Oh, that's bad. Sheesh. There's actually more content after that chest. Well. Does that mean we need to rush for runes? Calculate it, Alt F4, restart the run? Is this here? Alright, that one's not there, right? Only shows up if you can actually hit the platform. I think we leave. I could stay on this map for longer and like try to find where I missed a monster. But I would really say that I don't have the monster available to me. There is no 100% blueprint drop. So you're saying that even with the rule of you can only get one blueprint per map, there are sometimes maps that there's no monster that will actually give you a blueprint at 100%. You're still subjected to RNG. This is gonna take 9 years to kill. All right, that helps. Yeah, we did get the blood sword already. Yeah, so ideally, we do want to kill until a blueprint drops, but now we have two new issues where the blueprint might not be available because the monster is behind a room that I don't have access to. Or the blueprint is not a 100% drop. Wow, you're like really strong. Nice, we got early blueprints. Wasn't there a time where cursed items were always plus? Like whatever the highest chance of thing was for your division? Oh, it's not cursed. That's right. I got that from Collector. Somehow we're still doing good on time. I'm trying to think. From a YouTube perspective, do I need to do some kind of clip of every single blueprint drop? I'm trying to think of a different game where someone may have like unlocked all items. Gungeon? I think Gungeon, you just buy the stuff. I don't know how important it is to show every single, like a clip of every single blueprint in the game as I pick them up. I don't know if that's necessary. You can cancel the red damage orb with some kind of movement. Because he's inside the bubble, he can't be stunned until the bubble is over, but he can be pushed. And almost every monster will get interrupted if it's pushed. Probably needed those. Just a tour through all the flasks, Taylor and statue. Oh, I guess we at least need some of this. Yeah, so this wouldn't be shown as like individual runs. We'd have to build out the storyline. And this is all assuming that I don't just like die immediately and get tilted. For all I know, we're doing all this work And then V is gonna die to Hand the King, and then the whole challenge is just done at that point. Never again.
Dude.
All right. So what? I don't need to kill any more monsters? That could have been bad. Need Spider Rune? What's Spider Rune for? Oh god. For that? Oh, why am I killing? Chat, we got a free biome just now. Ooh. See a couple scrolls. We need the second key. Get the scrolls and then dip set. What's wrong with this file? This file's cursed. Why my man floating like that? All right. Skirt on out of here. Does not drop anything. We gotta do Queen in the Sea quest as well. No! Alright, we are gated even behind freaking runes for the guaranteed stuff. Alright, this might take a little bit. And I don't even know if you really want to move on from 0 BC too soon. I don't think a specific monster gets locked out from going from 0 to 1. I think they're all still here. Oops. I was spamming. So like, for example, the Grenadier or Bombardier, I don't remember the name, but whatever monster is the pink monster that throws grenades, those will eventually get phased out. Green Zombie doesn't get phased out for a long time. But I think Bombardier or Grenadier is the first one to go. So we really want to stay in the lower divisions until we get all of that stuff exhausted. That was a handcrafted trap. What in the world? Feels weird not having melee. Undead archers. Oh yeah, that's true. It gets replaced by runner. Not runner, I'm sorry. Knife roller. Legendary electric whip. Is it even stronger? Considering we don't have combo? I guess if you're behind the monster and it's AoE. I really don't know if there's blueprints in these. We're gonna have to do all the lore. Okay. I was gonna be really surprised if that was a blueprint. Yeah, chat, we're gonna have to make not only a Google spreadsheet, but also some commands. Definitely thank you all for your feedback, though. Nice.
That's a rare 0.1% drop.
That's like pulling an EX Charizard from a booster pack. Straight to eBay. Or TCGplayer.com. I don't know if people do eBay anymore for cards. That might be boomer talk. Whoa. eBay's still the main one? Really? You know, I figured that most people are so nonchalant about like services. Think about subscriptions, not counting Twitch. Your Twitch subscriptions are completely different. What I mean is that all the other stuff where like you pay just to, you know, have the service. I feel like using a site like a TCG player where you just sell them the cards and typically you're making less money. Oh, we don't have to kill. I figured that would be what everyone does. I guess the ultimate thing would be to just like hop on a forum or something. Or post it on TikTok. Hey, here's my Pokemon card binder. If you see anything, DM me. And then we'll hit up each other on PayPal. I guess that's the main way to save your money. Or keep all of your money. Do you want a spreadsheet with all unlocks? If you have one already, absolutely. That'd be huge. The less work I have to do, the more likely it is I want to keep doing this challenge. Most common thing to use is price charter and then eBay to sell. My eBay account was in such good standing. I'm worried that because I haven't used it in probably 10 years, it must have dropped some kind of elo or something. Like I probably had a diamond or at least platinum 1 eBay account, and I'm probably like demoted to bronze because I haven't been using it. Unlucky. Sent over Discord, has everything categorized. High level intel right there. All right, so we always know the bridge that goes up the highest is D1. I thought you needed 3 BC to do the bells. Because I think one of them's behind the BC door, so there's no reason for me to do this. I'm just gonna grab the scroll and leave. Update on 4BC run, fought the giant, got brushed out of existence. Oh no. Did you have any health pots left by the time you got to the giant? I know I said do anything you can to get to giant, and that's still probably the case. Right, we're gonna have to do distillery too, now that I think about it. All bells are outside now. There was a time where 3BC held one of the bells. If that's no longer the case, then that's great. Moonflower needs 3BC for sure. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do that, but obviously we don't have to worry about it for a while. That was a really I don't know about that parry just then. I don't know if that was a cope aesthetic. I'll take it. I'll take whatever the game wants to give me, but I don't know if that was a valid parry. Yo, Blueprints. What a good game. You had 3 health pots. You was running baseball bat. Yeah, it has to be a build that can beat the giant, or else you're gonna have a bad time. I hear you, though. I have definitely been there and done that. Shovel Knight? After every run, do a tally of how many blueprints we got. I don't know if I can see the blueprints without going to... Where would I see that? I think I have to go to Collector. I don't think I can just see everything that's waiting to be unlocked. It does feel pretty nice having to kill this stuff, though. After years of ignoring them in 0 BC. Just a kid had a 0 BC. Hokuto Electric? Yeah, Owl, too. Owlet's a monster in the giant fight. Then we have to go back. I wonder if that Thorny can drop a blueprint. I don't know if it counts as a real Thorny or not. Oh, because you need that for the skin. I'm like, wait, why in the world did that get frozen? It's because it actually has a hitbox that only interacts with the Shovel Knight weapon. Which, now that I think about it, why did I not see any crossover stuff? Is that not on the first run? Oh, I have to get Pan too? Sheesh. You know what I need? I need a system. When I get a blueprint, hang on, chat, this is gonna sound weird. Hang on. Okay, that's in microphone. That's in my own audio. How would I get a sound cue? I'd have to like make... I think if I made an alert and then you all spin channel points when I get a blueprint, that would actually work. Because I needed to come through on audio 3, and right now everything else is already dedicated to something. Audio 2, technically. Chat, we're running 3 audio channels. 4 if you want to be like completely technical. Because one of them is a multi-channel that streams everything to Twitch. And then on the recording process, it's desktop audio 1 and 2, voice, and that's it. Oh my god, where's my blueprint? A little bit of peek behind the curtain for you all. Malaise monsters could also have blueprints. We shouldn't have to worry about that until 5 BC, right? Or you're saying we can shortcut. I think really the only shortcut you get is the one distillery monster. The barrel thrower. So like technically you only have to do distillery the one time, and then hopefully by then you get the blueprint from the Malaise version. But if you don't get Tesla coil on your first visit to distillery, then you have to go back. Might have to be running Hunter's Grenade by then. So you only have to do distillery one time. There's probably a world where you have to Alt F4 some of these runs. Like, let's say you get to distillery and you have 1 health pot. You're allowed to Alt F4, right? You don't have to keep doing that run. Screw that. I got a deathless save file to keep. I'd be trolling to not Alt F4. Yo, Dusk Beef, good to see you. Welcome. I remember back in the good old days when it took 10 runs to distillery for Tesla coil. Oof. You know what? Same. Except for me, I did it on like the beta branch. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Because that's a monster that we only see in this biome, right? So the sooner you get that blueprint, the better. Chag, I'm gonna have to make that command. We'll do it in the transition area. All right, get this scroll and then peace out. How in the world did I miss this? There we go. Except I do have to check these, because I don't remember if any of them have blueprints. This is the new one though, so I assume this one doesn't. Who said this game has no story? Who said that's not a handcrafted room right here? Starts showing up in first Dracula's Castle 2 on 3 BC. A specific monster? Or the spinny guy? Not worth it. Guardian Knight? Yeah, you're right. I forgot those are in that biome. All right, we're all good. Work towards some random stuff. Obviously, we could be unlocking weapons, but I guess Flint's not bad. I really should unlock Flint. The other stuff I don't care about. Stun Grenade's not bad either. All right. So let's do 2 things. I'll pause the timer. First off, Vord posted... Where is it? My Discord's like broken. Let's see. Vord posted the Google spreadsheet. Pull this up on Firefox. Hopefully not leak anything. Vord, you don't have your address in here, right? Or your IP. Or your location. Okay, so we have this. Total amount. Oh, wow, it's split. You get the... Oh, this is gonna be bad. Did Vord put Boss Rush outfits in here? They put the Boss Rush statue. So I'm going to assume, yes, we are boned. This is gonna be the hardest part. If we even decide to count it. At least we can like leave it for the very, very end. By then we should have everything before we even think about this stuff. All right. So let's like make a command. Here is the link to the blueprint. Oh my god, my N button is broken. Spreadsheet. Chat, what should the command be? I don't know if exclamation point blueprints is exactly the right thing for this. I'll do it for now, but I feel like there's something that better articulates what the command is. All right, and then let's see how quickly I can make this alert for just like 100 V-Bucks or something. Okay. So first I have to make a redemption. You all can't see this, don't worry. Add new. Blueprint. Dropped. Use this so V will know the timestamp a blueprint. This is going to be very helpful for me if you all are able to do it. Surely this won't be abused. Okay, so we do that, then we do the alert. Channel points. New variant. Chat, streaming's hard. Not as hard as a 9 to 5, but there's some stuff in here. Okay. Blueprint dropped. Visual sound. Alert sound. I'm not mad at that. Save. Okay. All right, so let's kill Hand of the King and then see if the alert works. I don't think you can edit it unless you make your own copy. Thank you. I'll have to do that offline then. How do you choose what biome to go to? Do you mean just in general? What's my thought process? Or how do I actually get options? Right now, you only have one option. Because some of those are DLC. We still have to go for the flawless because I need it for the blueprint. All right, looking good. We're tryharding. Wrong one. Nice. Okay. So chat, can I get someone to go? Oh, timer. Thank you, thank you. Oh my god, I just reset it. It was at like 20 something, right? So the pause and start button's the same button as reset. That's awful. I'm so bad at using live split. I have no idea how it works. Thought process? Oh, wow. Holy crap. Adontis, that's huge. Oh, it actually has the split time. So I need to start timer here. And then maybe just delete the split timer. Okay. Thank you for that. It still made it red. Deactivate auto splitter, it should be off. All right, chat, can someone, if you have to refresh your stream, you may need to. Can someone try the redemption for 100 V-Bucks, which is not very much. And it's just called Blueprint. And it helps me know that I got a blueprint at this timestamp. Okay. That works. I'll change the visual at some point. All right, not bad, not bad. For someone looking around for how do I choose what map I go to, I can tell you currently I let the game decide. In 5 BC, I think it starts at 2 BC actually, you can get cursed biomes, and I will always go to the cursed biome. Unless I have to go to prison depths or a corrupted prison. Yopsilum, thank you. Surely no one's gonna do that when no blueprint drops. Before you get either A, access to cursed biomes, or B, you don't want the game to decide where you go, you want to decide it yourself. I did have a video in the past that was how do I choose my biomes on YouTube. Like, I did actually have that. Right now, let me get to the next BC. Or do I stay on 0? Because the issue is we have to make sure that we don't like leave monsters that are only in 0 BC. I think we have to stay in 0 to make sure we get the pink grenadier. We have no outfits yet. Undead Archer too. Stay on 0. Yeah. We can't do this yet. All right, so thought process on how do I decide where I want to go. Besides DLC like Castlevania, I think the first one is... I have to like think this through. So the first one, Toxic Sewers. The issue with Toxic Sewers is, can you kill leeches as they spawn? You may have, for example, Marksman Bow, and Marksman Bow is gonna absolutely suck to kill leeches. It might be better off that you go to Arboretum, or perhaps go to Promenade. Now, another nice thing about Arboretum specifically is that no leeches and sewers? What do you mean? The green zombie throws eggs at you and there's leeches inside of them. That's a thing. Those don't exist in 0 BC? Yeah, I guess I can only have the perspective from 5 BC. So I guess if that stuff doesn't apply to you, then ignore it. But for the most part, I'm choosing Toxic Sewers if I know that I can kill leeches relatively easily. If I can't, I'm going to Promenade, or I'm going to Arboretum. Arboretum has a little bit of extra. Chat, can I get a blueprint, please? Arboretum has a little bit of an extra thing where the Mushroom Boy can get parried by shields as it's thrown at you. So with that, thank you. With that, you have a really easy way to kill Mushroom Boys. If I don't have a shield, it doesn't necessarily mean I don't go to Arboretum. However, that's like one way that I can decide to do it. After that, I am typically going to Prison Depths, Corrupted Prison, no matter what. Oh, we can recycle now. So the choice there is... Ossuary is almost never the path I would take, because it's typically a very long biome. Ooh, another one. Some people do like going to Ossuary because it lets you fight death without having to go through Dracula's Castle. But of course, you have to do Dracula's Castle at least one time first before you can do that. Thank you. That's gonna be actually really helpful when it comes time to go through all this footage. After that, you obviously get to fight Concierge. If I have the choice to fight... Well, okay, we have a boss first. Ancient Sewers is obviously from Toxic Sewers, which we will be going to right now. Did I even get the blueprint? For this map specifically? Thank you, thank you. Chat, was my blueprint from Prison Quarters? Are we maybe not at 100% anymore on that map? Which would be kind of unfortunate. Oh yeah, we had one just now. Eventually, we're gonna have enough blueprints where there's nothing to spam. So I'm not worried about it being overused just yet. Fire grenade. Ooh. slightly worried I'm not strong enough for this. But I guess the sooner we do these, the better, right? And it's only 0 BC, so how hard could it possibly be? I'm gonna assume it's 100% drops here. How's it already been 45 minutes? What in the world? This is blowing through your viewer build money? I mean, I thank you very much. Either way, someone's gonna have to loan you their viewer build. Did I get it already? I heard something. No. Just food. Dang, I might even get a different blueprint. Like, I might legit get one that's not bank specific. Then, like, what's the point of me coming here? Gotta find the curse. Get us to be a little bit stronger. Disgusting worms can drop the what doesn't kill me. Ooh, what a bad drop from the chest. But I had to do that ASAP to get the stat. This was a throw? Oh, so you're saying that there's a very, very high chance we're gonna get the worm drop. It still has to roll between all of them, I imagine. I could have just lost the whole challenge. Oh, it would be interesting if, like, if there's a monster with a 100% drop, it will always roll that first. It's still not subjected to RNG. We did get a rare in one of the biomes, though. I would imagine that I still had a 100% drop somewhere. We'll certainly find out. Chat, by the way, bonus stream on Thursday. We're going to be sitting in with Motion Twin to talk about Windblown. I don't know if the new update's going to be live, like public live, by Thursday. But it's already public beta. You can play it right now. We already have everything unlocked. So it should make for like a pretty good stream. Our buddy Halion did one of these when the game first came out. So it was mostly like a first look of the game, also with the devs. But now that the game's been out in early access for a little bit, it's gonna be very different of an interview. Still nothing. There being 100% drop doesn't ban the others. My concern is that the worm wouldn't show up in the bank. So you're saying that you're worried that the game may have this monster will drop the blueprint, but because of the nature of the bank, that monster may not appear compared to a normal biome. I mean, we are seeing worms. It's just like one of them. Only one of them has the blueprint. Hopefully. Hopefully not. The hope is none of them have it, and they give me a bank-specific one instead. Which, at this point, is looking like it could be the Mimic. Which is gonna be, like, not good for us. Though I do have a wolf trap. We're running out of monsters, just to say that. No idea what's up right now. I mean, I have some idea on what might be up. Come on, game. Give me a good one. Even those things are still here. Is it on the Mimic? Oh, no, the one that's guaranteed inside of Celeste doesn't count. I still have to do green as well, green key. Yeah, I think from the wiki they said that any guaranteed stage drop does not count towards the monster drops. I believe that's confirmed. Yo, Dare, good to see you. Reached 5 BC because of your guides, and now you're hard stuck. Yeah, getting into 5 BC is almost like playing a brand new game. If you just got there, I don't want to give like, oh, here's what you need to be doing, because I would like you to, you know, still kind of explore. The only thing I will say is don't speed run. Ooh, okay. That's an outfit, though. Does that mean the weapon's still on the map? I think... Okay. Alright, that answers that. It ended up being the worm, which is the last thing we wanted. Thank you, by the way. Oh, rip. I mean, at least we got the outfit. But I think we could have gotten both the outfit and a bank-specific drop at the same time. All right, let's do Celeste. So yeah, the only thing I would say is don't speedrun 5 BC just because there's melees. In fact, the game awards you for killing monsters, and it will reduce the melees timer. Of course, that means don't dilly-dally if you can help it. But some areas do pause the timer. And to be fair, the timer itself is fully tied to the melees meter. In fact, if you're playing speedrun mode that has permanent timer, you are getting more melees than you're supposed to. Devs? Bruh moment? I can't coyote jump either. I mean, we don't die. That's awful. Not handcrafted after all. Sheesh. Post this one on YouTube. All right. Mimic? Why do I only have two, like,
2 more tactics added. And one of them was a curse. I got like no stats in this biome. All right, I'm leaving. Beg for triple jump amulet. You know what you can do, funny enough? You can actually turn on chat integration, and chat could vote to give you extra jumps. That used to be a way that you could skip into prison depths sooner than you're supposed to. I don't know if that's possible anymore. I think they may have made the wall higher or something. Is chat integration allowed in the challenge? I don't see why not. That makes the game harder. Someone could like force the run to lose. You say streamer advantage, it's not, it's the opposite. Yopslum, why EU integration? This channel was built off of chat integration. It used to be airless, doing like every single chat integration. Back when we had like 2 viewers, just me and her. Chat, never forget where you come from. Chat, never forget that tomorrow you could go down to 2 viewers. It can happen. You think it's unlikely, but all it takes is some very specific circumstances. All right, there's our drop. And it's bye-bye to whatever viewers you may have had. Darkness and Sanctuary? Yeah, we've done that at least a few times. But then eventually we got to the point where viewers weren't actually trying to kill me anymore. In fact, I think they mostly wanted us to succeed. So in that case, you may as well turn integration off. Yo, Adontis, thanks for the blueprint. Helping us keep track. I think these are just items. Oh wow, you're keeping track of all of the blueprints? 0 BC specific is Undead Archer. Once we get that, we can move into 1 BC. Tara, is that on the spreadsheet? Like, is that information on the spreadsheet? Can you do exclamation point blueprint? Still remember Queen? Oh wow, bleeding causes poisoning. No, still remember open wounds being super hard to get? Yeah, I was lucky because back in the day, open wounds dropped a lot sooner thanks to prison depths. But I think they changed that. You don't have the spreadsheet? We gotta hook you up. Try blueprints with an S. Oh, I don't need to kill. .4 is nuts. Oh, we have to rush for Hunter's grenade if that's the case. And we have to deal with that kind of stuff. Ow. So ideally, the spreadsheet says, yes, this comes from 0 BC, and you could like filter for the specific monster and make sure that you are done with that BC. Worst case scenario, we make a new column. Dare, do you not play MMOs? Korean MMOs? 0.4% is nothing. In fact, in Path of Exile, I have to do 0.4% all the time. Another one. That was weird. Where's... Oh. I didn't realize it was that far down. I thought it was actually overhead. Oops. Chat, can I get a blueprint redemption? Please and thank you. I played Terraria. I still get pain on coin gun. I always forget there's guns in Terraria. Every time I watch someone play the game, they always have a sword that just fires giant laser beams. Toxic Cloud? It's pretty strong. No point blank, unfortunately. .2 from a boss? Is it a farmable boss? Because some bosses only spawn one time, right? Why are we focused on blue? Because Electric Whip was the first item that showed up. If I did Brutality, I would have to wait for a Brutality item to show up. I like these 5 things I wish I knew questions you're asking, though. Nice. Another one. That's fun. All right, I should probably put a cooldown on that. That way people are like racing to do it. Or I guess to be fair, like you might feel as though you wasted your points because someone else did it. So I'll add a cooldown for like 30 seconds. Okay. Oh, it's 1 minute minimum. That kind of sucks. All right. Not taking that. What does blue have to do with Electric Whip and Brutality? Oh, I'm sorry. So we have color change right now. We're playing tactics. So all of our weapons that say tactics next to the DPS number. So tactics, tactics, tactics. All of those scale off of our tactics number. So in that case, like we need to be putting points into that in order to actually get stronger. If we don't put points into that, we will not get stronger. We will only get more HP. I mean, I guess we still need Still Village. I was gonna say maybe we go Fractured Shrines, but that would be just to change it up. Doesn't actually do anything. Timer paused. It reset. I don't even remember hitting the button to make it reset. I hate life splits. But I'm sure this is just boomer user error. All right, chat, we gotta find the time again. Yo, Puff, thank you for that one. How long is the stream supposed to last? I really only plan to do this for like an hour 30 before I next game it. We're at least in this run right here. So like maybe I'd end after this one. 37:47. I thought that was the time. It says time start. Interesting. If that's the right time, then I guess we're okay. I just swear I was past that. What's the next game? Have a nice death. I think a weapon can still drop, so I'm gonna keep killing. We don't need to kill blue zombies. I think both an outfit and a weapon can drop. Thank you, Tara. Yeah, I was definitely farther than 37. Like I said, it completely reset. Boards list already has BCs considered. No need to add a column. Nice. Very nice. You were considering Have a Nice Death? Happy to see it on your channel? I hope I show it in good light, because these achievements absolutely broke me. So if I get broken mentally on stream, please don't think you don't buy the game. That is a me issue. All right, we'll just say 105. Except now I have to figure out how to make it start there. Unless I did the time wrong. Maybe 01? Maybe I reset it. Okay, yeah, that's the issue. Sorry, chat. Thank you for your patience, by the way. We'll start from there. I don't see enough people ranting about the zombies, the mummies. They're super annoying. You get slammed. We don't have to do this. There's a time where that zombie didn't exist. That was added to the game when they added the birds. I think Rampager came out before that thing came out. Which is like really interesting to think about, that they were adding just like regular biome monsters. Play survival? Oh, to get past the zombie? My only issue with that is, let's say you're playing something like Death Sight. Well, maybe Death Sight doesn't have an issue. You're playing Wrecking Ball. I don't know if the mummy cares about Wrecking Ball. A Mumu versus the new lady in League of Legends, who I don't know because I haven't played League in like 3 years. Chad, does anyone know who I'm talking about? The lady who's basically Shyvana until Shyvana gets a rework. Don't nobody play League of Legends, V? Why can't I do this all of a sudden? I just did this. Like, first try. Why can I not do it anymore? Am I boosted? Mel? Does she have, like, chains? I don't know if it's chains that she's using. She's definitely a melee character. Not the character... I was gonna say not from Arcane, but I don't know if she's from Arcane or not. She's not like Shyvana. It's like an older woman, too. Suggest Star Renegades. I think I have a code for that. I'd have to double check. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, we already have the key. Chat, I don't know if we can get both a weapon and an outfit. I'm starting to think now that you cannot. I mean, I guess I still haven't killed everything, so maybe it might still happen, but I don't know. Mel from Arcane, but she's a ranged mage with Reflect. Yeah, definitely not her. So maybe it's actually does not exist. It's in my imagination. But I swear I saw a tweet of them like showing off the run animation for the new character, and she has the exact same run as Shyvana. And we assume it's placeholder because Shyvana needs a rework. Am I allowed to put another point into what I already voted for draft? Absolutely. That's how draft gets so big in the first place for certain games, is people spamming one game until it shows up. That's the strat. All right, I'm gonna do a super quick pass. Oh, I guess I should go through the shop doors too. Unless I can't open them because they're BC doors. I don't think they're BC doors. He's lost. Like I said, we're trying to farm these blueprints up. And we already got one from this map. So I worry that we actually can't get the next one. Super quick pass through here because I think I left some non-green zombies. All right. I guess I'll just skip through. Unless we just had bad RNG. Does anyone know where the bank update came out? Before or after Queen? Ooh, that's a good question. So the way how you would find out on your own is if you go to, well, you have to be on PC, I guess. If you go to PC, go to your game, manage. I can't show you all this, of course. Manage properties, betas, beta participation as the full list of every update. The bank, break the bank is 2.8. Queen in the Sea is 2.7. It was literally the next update. There you go. Be always helping. We have yet to use a health pot. Once we get the first blueprint, we book it. Wait. I didn't get Ram Rune from Toxic Sewers. No, not Ram Rune. I didn't get the teleportation rune from Toxic Sewers. How in the world did that happen? You can leave without getting that? That makes no sense. Oh my god. I was gonna say I hate these things, but then I stopped and then it gave me a reason to hate it. Gotta be careful. Chat, if you're seeing Dead Cells for the first time, welcome. I would assume all of you have seen the game before. It'd be really interesting if like someone came into the chat and was like, yo, what game is this? Or yo, I saw this game on Steam because it was on sale. And I just came here to see if anyone was playing it. That would be legit. It was right. Queen was before Bank. My bad. I was just going off of what the thing told me. 2.7 versus 2.8. Maybe 2.7 was just like making it ready for everybody. Like pre-prepping the DLC. And then 2.8 is the real thing. Never seen this before in 200 hours. Honestly, I just leave the game up while I sleep. It's good music. That's why my hours in Path of Exile 2 are inflated. I was doing my hair last night, as you all can clearly see. I didn't realize I had PoE 2 up the entire time. My wife had to listen to, I guess the music where I'm at's not that bad. But I left it up for at least like the whole 6 hours I was doing my hair. Yo, Shattered Pixel Dungeon. A real hidden gem. We don't have enough hidden gem games on this channel. Only the most well-known indies. I think I can leave. Blueprint for Hokuto's bow, right? Bell Quest? I didn't want to explore the whole map. All right, so there's one here. It's gonna be 4, right? Sheesh. V, if this annoys you, the challenge may not be for you. All right. So that was middle, left. Guess I didn't need that after all. Middle, left, bottom, right. I know people who are trash on things instead of saying this is not made for me. It's not that far from far-fetched. Yeah, it's hard because I think the mentality out there is that your brain is gonna make you either the main character or whatever the situation is. So if you yourself is not interested in something, it must be that it's simply not interesting to anyone. Because your brain is making you like the premier knowledge base to go off of, which is usually wrong. All right, that sounds like the first one. It's low to high, not high to low? So yeah, if I said that the Nikkei game, Goddess Nikkei, is a bad game. Oh, that's definitely lowest. Is that right for me to say that just because I don't like Gooner games? See, now it's tough, right? Is it objectively bad? If I were to say Unholy is a bad game, just because of what kind of game it is, it's not for me, absolutely. There we go. It's just got a couple things in it that, you know, I don't really use when I play games. If I were to say League of Legends is a bad game, and that game is very much for me, then what? Alright, I'm joking around. Obviously, like, if someone doesn't like specific games, then that's their prerogative. But it doesn't mean that the game is just bad. Thank you, Adontis, thank you. Chat, I'm memeing. I used to say Noita was bad, and look where I am now. Finished Noita. Never to be played again. If you were to ask the same thing a couple years ago, then we'd never know about Noita. Sorry, 1 second, chat. I got an ad when V was talking about League of Legends. Thank you, Twitch, for blocking me saying League is a bad game. Which was a joke, because I do think there's probably games out there that everyone should play at least once in their life, and I do think League of Legends is one of those games. Does that mean you need to play it for 2,000 hours? Absolutely not. Rip. We already have the flawless outfit, so it's okay if we die. So League of Legends is one. You should at least play one MMO in your life. Again, you don't have to like it. You can try it for free with a free trial. And then if you don't care for it, just move on. Chad, did we get a blueprint just then? We must have, right? Blueprints out of stock? We did? A skin. Check info. Oh, we already turned it in. It must have been this, right? So what, you can only get the flawless and not the 0 BC outfit if you get a flawless on your first kill? It won't drop both outfits. That is very interesting. 0 BC distillery. But we still need blueprints from High Peak Castle. We don't have Masochist either. I'll do that when we get Masochist, I think. League's barrier to entry is so steep, new players literally need to spend years unlocking everyone. Yeah, it's one of those games where, in my opinion, and like, I guess fighting games are the opposite of that, but in my opinion, I think the better you will get at the game is dependent on your ability to try the other characters. Like, you have to know every character's kit, right? That's the ultimate goal for the game. as a new player, there's over 150 champions in League of Legends. Real number, by the way. How in the world are you supposed to learn 150 characters, kits, and cooldowns, and what items they typically prefer? But I guess it's just better to know what all the items in the game are. But I still think it's a pretty good use of brain power if you want to, like, really understand, I guess, game design as well as what makes games fun for people in general. In some ways, it helps you get a little bit better understanding of yourself. B, I didn't know I had such an aversion for people. I know I call myself an introvert, but everyone does. Like, who cares, right? But as soon as I hopped in League of Legends, for some reason, I got a real disgust for people. I began to believe that people were a scourge on the planet. And then you get main character syndrome that way. Now, what really matters is that I think it's a good way to, like, learn mechanical skills playing League of Legends. It's good for your patience as well, or it's bad for your patience. You never know, like, what kind of stress you want to put your body through, your body and your brain through, until you get into a match of League of Legends. And then at that point, you decide, oh, chat, can I get a blueprint, please? At that point, you decide, it's out of stock. Out of stock? Oh, it's probably someone did it at the same time as you and there was a delay. All right. About to say, come on, Twitch. Sorry, someone asked a question about this weapon. Whoever asked a question about infantry bow, can you copy and paste your question? I'd love to talk about League of Legends all night, but I should at least answer the Dead Cells questions as they happen. That's the least I could do. Now, there was a time where we were trying to challenge ourselves to talk about whatever we can besides Dead Cells while I played Dead Cells. And I got, like, decently okay at that. I can't really do that for other games very well, though. He was saying this feels weak without Point Blank. Probably, but to be fair, for tactics weapons, I have Electric Whip and Throwing Knife, the kunai. I don't really have a lot of options for tactics right now. This is a fresh save. Alright, trying to keep an eye on the cats at the same time. Yeesh. First boss kill is always an item or mutation. Second kill is 0 BC outfit, and flawless will overlap. I already have the no-kill outfits. So it was almost inefficient to kill them with no damage taken. I don't think there's something in there. We do have access to Boomerang. Dota 2 could be easier for a newbie. If they like MOBAs, you get the whole roster at the start. You know what sucks? For probably the 8 to 10 years or whatever that I was playing League of Legends, I would get every champion on release, and now I can't do that. Because like all of my currency is dried up because I haven't played. Flawless drops irrespective of your blueprint progress. So you're saying that you can get both the flawless and the 0 BC kill at the same time. I mean 0 BC drop. But I feel like I did not get that. Well, I guess I'm still on, yeah, I'm still on 0 BC. I got the flawless timekeeper on our first try, and then I just got her skin on this run, which I did not get the flawless. So they actually dropped separately for me in 0 BC. I guess from an efficiency standpoint, it's probably better this way, so I'm not behind one. But it would have caught up eventually. Yo, Luigi, thank you for that. Oh, we can leave. Can't imagine wanting to unlock flawless knowing its moveset. The weapon? I've been sort of like back and forth on flawless. I don't think it's outright awful. It's just there are some monsters it specifically has issues with. And that's going kind of back to this. Someone asked earlier about choosing the right biomes to go to. If you had flawless, you might want to skip biomes that have bats, for example. Even though it does have the uppercut, anytime the uppercut is on cooldown, it's actually like kind of bad. All right, I think this is fine. We don't have to spend all. Chat, we gotta do another blueprint if you want to hook me up. Best way to no-hit timekeeper is don't let her play the game. She was stuck in a wolf trap and then got DOT'd to death. That is a thing that happened. I did not have DOT this time and I failed to get the flawless. I'm not saying that that's a sign. That's certainly what happened. That's a lot of worms. It'd be kind of funny if these could drop the blueprint. Did that to get my ammo back.
Oh my god, my life!
Twice? I had the flotation there. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna get the 0 BC outfit right here after already getting the flawless outfit. Yeah. So we didn't go to 1 BC because we're still waiting on a blueprint from the archer. But the archer is a 0.4% drop. Is there a world where you do go up in BCs? You can't get the 0 BC outfit on the first kill? Why not? I killed it. All right. Undead Archer. So this is what we're looking for. It doesn't say that Undead Archer is only 0 BC. All right. Oh, these do go up to 3 BC. So what are we waiting on here? Yeah, are you sure we don't need a column to see what BCs these come from? Bombakla. Is that not how you spell it? Yo, Maui, good to see you. What about using the extractor? We don't have it unlocked yet. We have to unlock more stuff. Who made the spreadsheet? This is from our good buddy Vord in the speedrun community. All right, so green zombies, they do show up. Bombardier. So it's Grenadier. These go away. Oh wow, they're still in toxic sewers until 3 BC. So what? Do I not need 0 BC? I could go into 1 at this point. Look at these drop rates though. I think we're okay to move on. Yo, Paley, good to see you. We did get a lot of blueprints so far. Not a lot of them unlocked, but we are making very good progress. Ignore what this looks like right now. This will look a lot better. Oh, we gotta do daily challenge. Wait, we don't have daily challenge yet, do we? Check boss drops for the way outfits drop. Well, I assume if I get into a higher BC, it will still drop the lower ones. As long as it does that, we're okay. Okay, we have to do daily challenge. Chat, if I die in daily challenge, does that count against me? It shouldn't, right? Doesn't count? Did Vord put the rules up? This may not be our rules. Miscellaneous? I don't think there's rules in here. So we're okay. Obviously we don't want to die, but in the scenario that it might happen, we have to decide if it counts. I'm already gonna die. I mean, do I need to get first place? No, we could just speed run. But I do want to get at least top 10. Okay? Is that not right? Is that unreasonable? Wow, that was a really unlucky area. I probably did it incorrectly. Flamethrower cannot solo that. It's interesting. I should have taken Mushroom Boy if that's the case. Crap! Oh, we don't have wall run. That slows you down a bit. Chat, you probably cannot get top 10 on a fresh save file. Just to say that, may as well just go for the exit. Now, if I was on my save with wall run and all kinds of other stuff, it'd be a lot easier to get even first place, but at least a top 10. I messed that up. I actually had the wall climb. Well, not wall climb, but the vault. I only speed run through daily challenge for the blueprints and never touched it again. There was a time where I wanted to post daily challenge actually every day on YouTube. But then I don't think anyone cares to see that. Like, they will watch how to get high rankings in daily challenge. Like, that is actually interesting to see. And of course, if you do like a really cool setup, because there's some Billy videos that are daily challenge, and because they're doing it a very special way, it makes for a good video. But to just like your whole content is daily challenge, maybe not the best use of a YouTube channel. You could do more than that, I think. Yo, we got the blueprint. Last one before we next game it. And I have to do daily challenge how many times? Not in miscellaneous? Swift sword, meat skewer, 10. Yeah. All right. So for the timer, it is at least 10 days to complete the challenge. Minimum 10 days. Okay? Chat, it's time to next game it. Pause the timer. Save it. Okay. Went like an hour over with Dead Cells. I mean, I'm sure someone would say, please don't switch to Have a Nice Death. But these achievements are not gonna get themselves. Someone in the chat said that they are really looking forward to seeing this because they are actually interested in buying the game. And I will actually recommend this game. This is on the tier list. I would say, yes, this is something that you should try. Now, 100%ing this game, however, that is a different story. Let's get some music in here real quick. Well, I think it gives you music and you alt-tab. Oh, am I in a run? Maybe not. I want to at least show the achievements I currently have. There may be some spoiler in here, so definitely look away if you don't want to get spoiled. I think I'm 28 out of 31, so I'm not very far. Well, I am very far. I meant I'm not very far from the end. All right, roguelike. I could just use this. So, we head over here. Have a Nice Death. 28 out of 37. That's not bad. The achievements that we are missing are probably the worst achievements in all of gaming. How do I know which ones I don't have? It doesn't change the highlighting. I mean, I just go to the bottom, right? So, all curses, which are basically the mutations, all descriptions in the handbook, so that's just kill monsters a certain number of times. Unlock all items in the game. I do not have all of them. I'm missing like 4. Complete a run on maximum difficulty. 0.6 clear rate. And I assume maybe like all curses is part of this, perhaps? So I'm surprised this is less. But very, very, very few people have done this. Thoughts on Star Renegades? I didn't play Star Renegades. I think I played Cobalt Core instead when that came out. Not saying that one's better than the other, but I only had time to play one. So 9 achievements. We are 55 hours into this game. Not all of those was achievement hunting, mind you. But I can definitely tell you that a lot of this time, I might double this time, to be honest. That's how bad this is gonna be. If I even commit to this, part of me does not want to do this at all. Star Renegades is $4 on Steam. People do actually like the game. I think our good buddy Esty gives a raving review for Star Renegades. I just have never played it. Welcome to the afterlife. Let me just check one thing real quick. Chat, by the way, bonus stream this Thursday. We're gonna have a sit down with the team from Motion Twin. Oh, I have Star Vaders. Star Renegades is a different game. Interesting. I haven't played it. What time? It should be this time. We're currently looking at 3 p.m. EST, so usually like an hour after our start time on Thursday. There's a show going on at the same time by Twitch. They're calling it Galaxies. So like if you don't watch that, you can watch us, or watch us and then we'll probably still be doing our thing after Galaxies is over. We may also be on the front page of Twitch for that event at the same time. So pretty cool stuff for Thursday. This game actually has really, really good dialogue with characters. I skip over it usually due to spoilers. But honestly, if I was playing this offline, I would be reading every line of dialogue and reading all of this. Everything in the game has lore to it. And like there's different things that add to it, including enemies. The enemies themselves have lore that you get by killing them. Like I have to kill another 100 spooksmen, which is a lot. So when I said it's gonna be another 50 hours before I 100% that game, that might be a real number. It's also very loud. For those asking what this game is about, you are the Grim Reaper, the CEO of Death Inc. And there's a lot of death out there, and all you want is a vacation. However, your employees are making more death happen than there needs to be. And they have everything in here, from COVID-19 all the way up to natural disasters. So the goal is to stop your employees, which are the bosses of the game, from doing excessive amounts of killing in order for you to get a vacation. That's the goal of the game. The game has an ascension system, not like Hades' heat system, it's closer to Dead Cells, Boss Cells, or Slay the Spire Ascensions. I am currently up to Breakdown 4. The maximum is 15. Okay? And I can tell you that I am dying in Breakdown 4. I hate Camille. That's like the hardest mini-boss in this game. For those asking what kind of game this is an action roguelike. It will look very similar to the games that we already play. Defeat the first boss without getting hit. I feel like I just never get lucky to do this. Because it really depends on which version of the first boss you get. Would I recommend this game? Absolutely. It's on the tier list. If you haven't seen the roguelike tier list, it's in the description. The About Me on Twitch. What's the macro currency? It's the yellow that you see, the 4,800. But there's also a leveling system where, like, as you play the game, you level up. And that's, like, a little closer to meta progression. These, the 4856, that's more like cells than dead cells. However, this game does a very good job of giving you discounts on the stuff you buy based on playing the game. So it could be beat the first boss 5 times and you'll unlock that blueprint for free. Or you can buy it early at its normal price. A lot of this stuff is very, like, business focused, but it's a very good game. Thematically, oh wow. That's an achievement. We maxed out the death count on the board. We have almost 1 billion dead. Hooray. I love that. All right, 29. Oh, we're on a timer. There's different weapons in the game. I don't know if we're really gonna be spamming weapons or if we're gonna go magic. I'm really weak. But on Breakdown 4, it's like so much harder. Yeah, I feel unusually weak. All right, we got that before it was too late. I think I was 10 seconds away from failing that. But not a good sign to one-shot the boss. Charge attack bonus. Infuse poison. That's usually pretty good. And try to get some multi-hit. Is Chivos the achievement count? Oh no, that means I have to change it. Chat, give me another word for achievements that's not too long. Did I max out meta? Yes, by leveling up. I do not have all spells unlocked though, from spinning currency. The nice thing about poison is they don't reduce its damage. We just gotta get something better than this anvil. This ain't it. Though this is pretty strong by itself. It's like a dive attack. Banhammer. Probably. Oh, Anvil does a discount of 10% in the shop. I've never seen that before. Oh, and our other weapon has something to it. Air attack does bonus. Kinda sick. Skipping HP is a little scary. But if we go to the shop, I should do this. So yeah, I find this game to actually be very difficult after your first win. It's not impossible, because people have done this already. 0.3% of the people out there have done this. I knew it. So there's secret areas that require a health pot to get into. So you can see me like briefly checking each corner of the map. Sometimes I'll even open the map before I leave to see if there was a secret that I missed. It's a little bit of a 5 things I wish I knew. Wow. This game has great health like you're playing League of Legends, Tom Kench. It's called Injury in this game. And that is healable by different methods, but then you have to get pure heals to get your max HP back. Well, not max HP, but anything that's not injury. All right, money. Mr. Clean. We always go for these elite fights if possible. I haven't really leveled up my character besides this poison. Checking corners. I don't know if there's any Have a Nice Death guides out there. I don't think I would write it though. I feel like I lose too much at this game. It may look like I'm doing well, but this game will kill you on the spot. There's also a true ending to this, which is one of the hardest in all of action roguelikes. Good ulti. A lot of poison, 10 stacks. Just try not to take any damage. All right. Had to remember how this fight even goes. Chivos with an eye. That's what we were missing. Thank you, thank you. We can only stack 3 health pots, so I have to use it before I pick up another one. 5%'s awful. Cloak cooldown might be interesting. And then we look for multi-hit. That one's easy. So the way the game works, some of the mutations or whatever you want to call it have curses tied to it. Like the game calls all of these curses because it's like it's Death Inc. So curses are good. They call them penalties. In that case, I actually increase the power of a monster on the map as a penalty. Oh wow. Excavore. Steel blades surge out with cooldown reduction. Says it's actually weaker than the swords. But that might be multi-hit. Is that my first time ever getting that? The game even offered me lore. Excavore. That's my first time ever getting that. Digging is not really part of Death's job description, but he was left with little choice when he had to look for souls of some archaeologists buried under tons of sand. However, digging in boxing gloves can have a few drawbacks, especially when you're dealing with unstable structures. Finally, somewhere around Zawiet El Arian, I don't know if that's a real place, in the ruins of the umpteenth pyramid destroyed by his hand, death made the acquaintance of Excavor Lepsius' soul. See, like, what other game puts that much lore into just a weapon? Elden Ring? That's about the best you're gonna get. Interesting that you might not even face an enemy which is buffed, which makes penalties more forgiving. Yeah, and sometimes it's like that's why you chose a specific map, was because you buffed the enemies on the other map. It's a very fun system. I definitely wish more went this route instead of die if you get hit. This is the easy version of this boss. But I want to do it hitless so I get my reward. Just letting the poison do its job. All right. Let's see what the game offers me. It's a blue item, so it's probably better than the anvil no matter what. But if it's not multi-hit, I may skip it. Banhammer. Charge attacks do more damage? I don't think it's worth it. It looks sick. Very short cooldown. It might be worth it. All right, what do we got? We gotta get some damage at some point. $5 or $30 now. Regular attacks do bonus damage. All aerial attacks do 35% more damage. Does that count as me being in the air? I don't think it does. I think I land. True last boss without taking damage might be brutal. I don't think there's a no-hit required for Have a Nice Death. Unless you're telling me there's a blueprint that drops from her for taking no damage. And then you have to unlock that, which is why the final reward has a 0.3% success rate. The final achievement is the lowest. Unlock everything. Even like beating all difficulties is 0.6. Whatever that other thing is at 0.3. If that's no-hit stuff, that's awful. Truly awful. I can't move. So yeah, sometimes you can make builds that don't even use your scythe. Oh, I buffed these cheeseburger monsters. They just have a longer reach, which is actually not that bad. No double jump in this game. I have to do up attack. I don't even think there's a mutation to give you double jump. Like at random. So mechanically, it's a very intensive game, which I kind of like that. All right. OSHA. Yo, Prof, good to see you. Welcome on in. I hope you don't need it. Haven't seen someone doing such a challenge yet. Yeah, to be fair, these achievements absolutely killed me kind of content. I rarely do this specifically because things like no-hit requirements. I find this stuff to be more annoying than fun. Oh wow, that was not that good. The screen shake in this game is also very bad, and I don't think you can turn it off. At this point, I'm just so used to it. Oh my god, my scythe is awful. I do more damage in the air. Uh, 5% Pierce is bad. Transfer is bad. We don't need regen. Retaliate gives you ulti meter. That's just in case I get hit. Also consumes all your mana. So now if I get hit, I lose all my mana, which is fine because we're not using mana anyway. You recently got Hades 1. It's pretty fun. Yeah, that's an award-winning game right there. That's Action Game of the Year 2020? We have it on the tier list as well. You already know I play Hades 1. Ain't no way he's a Hades hater. No, I actually really enjoy Hades 1. I just have a lot of hours in it. I was playing it when it was on Epic Game Store only back in the day. This is a good fight for us. Wow, never mind. Somehow I dodged that. Never mind. See this instant transmission? The fake out? That didn't hit her because she was invulnerable. My god. Didn't take too much damage. Scythe does 5. Get $1 on every kill is very strong in this game. We'll gladly do that. It pays for itself. I still feel a little weak, even with my upgraded skills. You like mana builds more, but require specific curses? Technically, we have one of them, right? Using poison. But then I started getting all this cloak stuff, and now I feel like cloak's the answer. Shout out to all my C and D players in the chat. What's my favorite aspect? I assume you're referring to dead cells. I'd probably say the speedrun one. Like, get damage as you have move speed. I feel like it's the most sort of like fun run kind of aspect. I know people like Damned and stuff like that, but oh wow. Did I screw up? Are these items not as good as I thought they were? Dang, the buffed burger. That was one heck of a boss. Doesn't do too much damage, but teleports and makes you miss. Yeah, it's a fake out check too, which I like. Like, every boss in this game is very different. And all of them have a theme, right? So for those who haven't seen this game before, remember the game's all about death. So we are currently in the toxic food production biome, where the idea is that people are dying from the toxic food. This might be required for Arrow Rain. I think it might be better than Banhammer. Like, that's a lot of stacks of poison. Hazardous, I think, is like a challenge rift. Let's do this instead. The more enemies I fight, the more money I get. Oh, you meant weapon aspect in Hades. Definitely Demeter Fist. The only issue I have with Demeter Fist is I only want to play it one way, and that's explosive. So if that doesn't show up, I really don't like Demeter Fist anymore. Which is very funny. At least to me. Would love some max HP at some point. I'd say second to that is probably Hades Spear. The big spin to win. I know it's probably not the best for beating 32 heat, but I do actually find it very fun. Twister is a spell. Would be very good with poison, but we're already like kind of opting out of spells, I think. If I get hit, I take 100 mana loss. I guess to be fair, getting hit in this game's awful anyways. Hades Spear is fun when you get quick spin. Yeah, it's like, if you can describe how Hades boom system and all that stuff works, Hades Hammer is like the premier example. You can buff it so many ways with all the boons and hammers. But if that stuff does not show up, or if you're playing on 32 heat, it gets so much harder than like any other item that you could be using. I feel like we've gotten no secrets. All right. Even more cooldown reduction. Double the arrows is like double the DPS, right? May as well get at least a single point in Scythe. I have one Prismium. I think I screwed up by leveling that up. +2 defense. Dismemberment. +10 bonus damage for each weapon equipped. Woke Scythe. Handy for making cuts at both a practical and organizational level. Chat, this game has it all. And this is a French developer too. Just like Dead Cells, just like I think Astral Ascent's a French developer, right? There was a time where every roguelike we played was from a French developer. Achilles' spear was too enticing. I like Achilles' spear. Deathless achievements? No, this doesn't require deathless. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's the title of the stream. We'll change that. See, I think that was better than hammer. Oh my god, no way I died to this boss, right? Oh, you can... How did I break the first one? Oh my god, no way. Tactics build? Chat, cover your eyes. It's a very graphic game as well. But they have a disclaimer before you start it up. All right. No way he crashes out. No. These achievements absolutely broke me. There we go. That's better. You're gonna have to try the game. Can you give me a quick 5 things I wish I knew? 5 things I wish I knew. Have a nice death edition. There are secrets on the map. Maybe it's better to do that in the next area. Maybe not. There are secrets on the map that cost health pots to get into. Ideally, try not to use health pots until you actually get to where a secret is. Almost like playing Dead Cells, where like you want to wait before you just chug because there could be food. This is fine. Number 2, whenever you beat a boss or a mini boss and some fight events, you might get a health pot, but there's a maximum number of health pots you have. You have to make sure that you do not pick up a health pot if you are full on health pots. 75% off healing items for 10 minutes. Does this count? I don't think this counts. I definitely paid full price for that. So right now I have 2 health pots. It's above my health bar. I get 1 more. I have 2 yellow and 1 blue. The next blue I pick up will convert that into a yellow, but the next yellow I pick up will waste the blue. There goes that example. So it's very important to also keep track of how many health pots you have. Number 3 is, it's kind of hard to show as mana, but right now we have 50 mana. The mana in this system, you can use any spell at any mana cost, regardless of how much mana you have. I think maybe 1 mana is the minimum. If you have 0, then perhaps you can't use any spells. So if you have a 100 mana spell, you can use it at 50 mana. What happens is, just like Street Fighter, you're in burnout if you overspend on mana. So the game tries to give you ways to get mana regen and max mana. So you can spam until you don't hit 0, you stop, and then you let your mana like regen itself. And then you can spam again. Number 3, and maybe this is a little bit better for 5 things I wish I knew, because like that means you're actually a new player. Surprised that didn't hit me. The game has spells and it has cloaks. Spells and cloaks are 2 different things. A cloak is like a skill in Dead Cells. It has a cooldown to it, and the icon for a cloak does it really have an icon? Maybe not, but it says it has a cooldown to it. A spell would have a book instead of just a cooldown, and it has a mana cost. So you have to make sure that anything you pick up that's related to cloaks are that kind of item and not a spell. In some ways, like, you want to just use one or the other, but I've had plenty of times where I had both a spell and a cloak. It happens. So, like, this is a cloak store. If I was spec'd into mana stuff or magic, I wouldn't necessarily pick cloak store. I would probably skip it. The game also has different main weapons, which are the scythes. Scythe builds are a real thing, and they can be very strong. In fact, the true ending probably won't happen unless you make a scythe build. That's a reroll. So I guess as number 4, do not be afraid to just make a scythe build, because you will probably use the scythe button at some point. Now, eventually, the build could be so busted, you never have to press scythe again. But as a new player, that might not happen. And then number 5 for 5 things I wish I knew. Maybe mini-bosses? Every mini-boss will give you a curse, which is the mutations of this game. So they're usually worth doing. However, keep in mind, some of the mini-bosses are very hard. So in some cases, like, while you do want to level yourself up, you could possibly just straight up die. How many projectiles is this? 3? So that's 3 stacks of poison. It just does no damage. I feel like I can't do that. No secrets, huh? So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. There's a lot more to the game around like healing, gray HP, defenses, aerial attacks, charged attacks, which is something I rarely do, poison and infusions, lifesteal. The game actually has a lot better glossary than it used to back in the day. It's like, hopefully you know exactly what everything does without having to resort to a wiki. These things have lifesteal, the nurses, because I powered them up. Why is this game so freaking hard? Even stuff like this, I am like locked in. It should not be this difficult. But I feel like if I get tagged, it's GG. Oh, I guess another 5 things I wish I knew. Here's a bonus tip for 5 things I wish I knew. There is no double jump in this game. You need to be utilizing up attack in the air as your double jump. And the game does make you learn that. Like, there are challenge rifts of sorts that you will not solve unless you do that mechanic. But it's like one of the first things I struggled with is I can't fight because I can't double jump. I was gonna say, that move is not that strong. We just have it for cooldown reduction. Shot price is reduced. The 5% pierce is killing me. Cloak does +5. That's a thing. I need damage. Dodge roll uses mana. That's funny. Sure, why not? I'm not using mana. Buffed up versions of the bosses caught me off guard when you start playing this. Buffed up versions don't show up for a while, right? Unless you're referring to Brad specifically. Dang, +5 is not enough to get like a ton of value from. Sheesh. The difficulty we're playing on right now, the monsters have increased defenses. In some cases, they will even take 0 damage if your attack does like 1. Poison does not count for that though. I'm gonna have to go up there. See how I use the up attack? Saves me a lot of time from backtracking. So suspicious. All right. They won't show up for a while, but when I saw it, you was a bit puzzled. Yeah, like I said, I have 55 hours in this game, but I actually didn't increase the difficulty for a long time. I felt as though the game was too hard, and I had no real like need to do difficulty climbing in this because I was still playing a lot of Dead Cells at the time. But now I would really like to do some achievement videos. I'm hoping that this and Skull the Hero Slayer can be my first 2. Technically, I have all the footage for Skull the Hero Slayer. All the achievements are done. I just have to actually do the voice work. Poison miss, poison duration. Is that even good? Maybe if you don't already have infused poison, but we do. How strong are dot effects in this game? I have only a level 1 version of this dot. My hope is to make it stronger. But they can be game breaking. In fact, I've had builds where dot with items like mosquito have been one-tapping, not really one-tapping, but melting bosses. Literally melting them. I wanted that to be this, but I think mosquito's a spell. And I guess, like, we cap out. We cap out on mana usage anyway. Or poison. If we have to get more things to increase our poison, then we will. Wow. That was easy. Usually it's not like that. I can't pierce these? Nice. Oh, I think it has to do this. And it'll die to poison. Or not, it wore off. Chat, you would think I'm good at this game, but I promise you I'm going to die. See how I got instant 2 blue? This is the 5 things I wish I knew right here. I have to use my yellow and then pick these up. It converts into a yellow. Get hit, get 1 HP. Backstab, 100%. All health pots heal an additional 25%. That's not bad. I like the chance at backstab, but there's no guarantee we do that on bosses. Because I'm using a bow. Control room would have been nice, but we haven't been to a shop in a long time. I have a lot of money to spend. I get $1 on every kill. They keep showing me this. Wow. 35% bonus damage, but your health pots heal for half. I don't think I can do that. Or can I? That seems so bad. I don't think there's a world where you ever want to reduce the health pot. Unless you get lifesteal. If that shows up, then maybe. Plus 10 on Scythe, sure. I know we're not using it very much, but there may be situations where I have to. Crap. I guess we don't know how much the increase is, right? At least we can kind of predict 10%. All right. Steep price to pay. The game makes it seem like there are legitimate health pot builds. But I can't see it. This is the bodily, what would you want to call it? It's body something biome. It's basically like disease and stuff like that. So the boss of the disease biome is Cancer the crab. Who still wants to kill people. Despite, like, the actual goal is, hey, we need to stop killing so many people. I was gonna get hit there. I should attack in the air, but I'm missing. It's taking a while. Being so careful with my life. Oh, my scythe does really good damage. With stun? Was I screwing up? Should I have been using scythe the whole time? Chat, you would think I need to actually do the health pot build for getting these hits. But I know I'm gonna die to the final boss. We're not doing true ending. There's no need for true ending anymore for the achievements, I believe. Bonus damage that stacks doesn't really help me for bosses. $10 discount, basically. Backstab came back. Honestly, Scythe backstab is probably perfectly fine. Because we're doing really good damage on Scythe. Vampire Battery. I don't know what that was. That just popped up. Mr. Grimes is like the toxin boss. Like toxic sludge boss. $35 move speed? I think we're good on all this. Another 5 things I wish I knew. Don't go to this unless you need it for an achievement. Once you do it, never go to that blue biome ever again. That's the distillery of this game. It is 10 times harder than this map. $50 damage from the back. This is Modern Warfare 2 biome. Again, another way that death is happening more than it should be is Modern Warfare 2. They're blocking each other. I got hit by the explosion that I was trying to avoid the entire time. I was about to say, you can't hit me from there. It goes all the way around? Good for you. Dodge the health pot. we come back for that. Gotta make sure there's no secret. Definitely should use my ult more. How would you do that if you don't have a ranged attack? Can that spawn if you don't have a ranged attack? That seems unfair, but I guess it wouldn't be the first unfair thing I've seen in a roguelike. That's a get good if I've ever seen one. It's so funny that we all hate Distillery. I gotta do it for the Deathless Achieve file. Not looking forward to it. A little bit of backtracking. Looked like a secret should have been there, but that's fine. Nice. All right. No secret. There was... That's the health pot. We don't need that. Never have said that before. Gotta go Prismium. Natural disasters is hard, not gonna lie. For me, the boss there is one of the hardest, excluding true ending. Yeah, and it's... I guess, like, if you do it enough, then you will learn it. But unfortunately, as an action roguelike game, you're choosing to possibly lose the whole run to learn a boss. Like, if this game had training room, I don't even think I would do it in training room. But I guess, like, I probably would just for the sake of content. If I don't do it, who will? Right? Same layout. That's rare. Handcrafted layout, by the way. I guess this time we'll head up first, since we know what this looks like. All right. Never touching distillery again, but what about your deathless all achievement save? You have to. Unfortunately, you don't get a choice in the matter. I messed up because you can't do this in the air. Yo, the Shoryuken? I don't know the name of any other uppercut. I guess Tiger Uppercut, right? I used to know Kai Kiski's uppercut. Crap. I have to do this. This is the hardest mini-boss in the game. Sadako? If you know, you know. Where's my Sadako mains at? Chat, I think there could have been like an alternate reality where VeeDotMe was a Dead by Daylight streamer. I did see the secret, but I don't want to use the health pot for no reason. But I highly doubt a single one of you in chat watches Dead by Daylight. There's just no way. About to say, it was there, right? Crap, I used the wrong health pot. I didn't mean to use the yellow. Confirmed, I do not watch Dead by Daylight. Yeah, if you all think it's hard to understand what's happening in Marvel Rivals, try watching Dead by Daylight. Even though it's a game where you're just running away from a killer, if you listen to what the streamers talk about, you would think it's a completely different experience. It's like, I just don't want to interact with her. Not being toxic, I just, you know. Walking menacingly? If she's facing away, I should just try the melee. I am not gonna interact with that monster. You've watched DVD before, it seems decent, don't watch it regularly. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that's necessarily a bad game. Though I'm sure, just like League of Legends, if you ask one of their players, they will say it's bad. Found poison stacks. Years later. Alright, what do we need at this point? I don't mind the cloaks we're using. I don't like the idea of going hazardous, because I think it's basically a challenge rift. And like, I don't need money. Usually this game just gives you money. Doesn't look like a challenge rift. Maybe I'm mistaken? This looks like a normal area to me. I swear those would have hit me if I didn't run. Temporary mana? Oh, snap. We're so back. Yeah, those things will actually attack you if you're over them. Max mana. The game does not want to see us succeed. Hazardous floor. I guess I don't know what hazardous floor is. Yeah, if I hazard a guess, I would say this was normal. It's big. I feel like Modern Warfare 2 is not that big. Maybe that's what makes it hazardous. Oh my god. Alright, you got me, game. Rip health pot. At least it looks like there's no secret. So not a waste. Yo, missing injury. All right. Hazardous is just random. Yeah, I guess they don't have anything that's just normal. Normal with no special addition to it. We have the control room, and then the next one is shop. I think I saved my Prismium. I don't really want to use a Prismium here. I'd rather use it on re-rolling the shop. 5% crit! Gust of wave on each attack. I feel like that's not very strong, if I remember correctly. $300. On both. Knowing a shop is gonna come up, I feel like we probably save. Could at least do this. Get some cooldown reduction. Maybe 300 is too much for shop. Not a shop. Did I already do the shop in this biome? $60? I'm not willing to blow Prismium for that. Maybe Intriguing is the challenge rift. Refrigerator in the game is kind of useless. Can you agree? Sometimes it's a lifesaver. Maybe if you're like really good at the game, you don't really do it that much. But there's plenty of times where like that saved the whole run. That's more of a, you need to play the game to know how to do those. I have not done one of those in a long time. I think that had to be up attack or down attack. Not so proud now, are you? Lieutenant Danager nearly eliminated you. He's talking about Sadako. I don't know why I struggle on that boss. The game is not lying. Trying to get my backstabs. Air stall. I got hit on what planet? I'm livid. Oh, he got stunned. Nowhere near as hard as the mini boss. As far as I can remember, shops are not guaranteed. Interesting. All right. Home stretch. One biome left, one boss. This is not the last one of these we get, I think. Launch a bomb whenever you use grenade. Or, no, launch a bomb whenever you use the bow. 5 defense is also not terrible, but I think we still need damage. I just feel like I'd rather buff my scythe at this point than add a bomb. Okay, that is fine. Spells cost more. No! Chat, my spells! Crap! What am I gonna do? I already have no mana on every dodge roll. That's so funny. +3 anima? Or do you sell it? Maybe you sell it. Oh, has to be blue anima. Make 1 yellow. Not me considering selling again. All right, chat, this is it. Usually I don't struggle on the biome, but the boss is not easy. I feel like there's a mandatory prismium on this map somewhere. I say build-wise, if I can actually do scythe attacks and not die, we are in okay shape. The poison, it's just there. It's not nothing. It's all about landing scythe backstabs now. Really? Yeah, I was about to say, I am not leaving unless I get my Prismium. Chat, Alexa just logged into Lone Star. Not really Slay the Spire, not really Cobalt Core. Maybe it is more like Cobalt Core. But it's not faster than light. You're using a spaceship. And you have to shoot down the other spaceship, but you defend yourself by shooting their attacks. So you have to play attacks and defense. I think it's a dice builder as well. As far as I know, it's a good game. Wow, they put platforming in Have a Nice Death. I didn't want to do this. All right, we're strong.
My life!
Do I go back and get that pill? Oh, not yet. Lifesteal. The difficulty of the monsters has skyrocketed, by the way, if you haven't already told. All right, not bad. Frost Toxic. Max level. Frozen barbs rise from the ground around you. Periodically summon frozen corals on enemies. I've never seen this before. Is that better than cooldown reduction on the bow? It might be at this point. It's a spell, but it doesn't really matter. Not a throw. Chat, that's not a throw. Because I think it periodically activates regardless of if I have mana. Do I go back for that tablet? Oh my god, it's so far. It's not even on the map. I think it's in here somewhere. I want to win. Am I waiting for Slay the Spire 2? I like the first one. I will probably do a first look of it, but just like any other roguelike, if it stays on the channel, it's dependent on if people, you know, want to keep seeing it. Oh, wow. That was probably not worth it. If I fell, I guess if I fell, I would have gotten just more injury. That and Monster Train 2 both look very good. Big fan of the first games of both of them. In fact, I think I actually prefer Monster Train. Sure. The other stuff doesn't really help me. Could get a couple of curses. All right, so this for sure. Scythe has 25% crit chance. Absolutely. Now, funny enough, I could re-roll the shop, but I think the next curse is over $92. I think it's 94 base, but then we have the 10% cost up. I have 2 prismiums. Is everything maxed out? Bow is not maxed out. But I don't think we care. I think we go to OSHA. I don't really think the prismium helps us. No, I think it will evolve the scythe one more step. I should have done that instead. I don't think we have the final evolution of scythe. It's level 3, but the scythe has another mechanic to it besides just leveling it. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I've never seen this before. This looks awful. Crap, I wasted that. I tried to use that blue as fast as I could. That's not fair. These things are like... Oh, it probably prompted an attack because the frostbite hit it off screen. Yeah, this was so worth it. See what the ulti is? Wow. Health pot. So we're gonna have to do the boss with what, 1 health pot? No Death Defiance in this game unless you find it at random. And they keep giving me mana for some reason. Nice. So I don't know what money's used for at this point. If you have 25% or less, do more damage. Next, retaliate is a crit. 50% chance to lifesteal. That is certainly useful. Scythe price up? Sure. We won't see that anymore anyway. All right. Last stage, and then the boss. Chat, wish me luck. We do have some lifesteal, so we can hopefully get back all of our missing HP. We just can't get hit before that happens. Twice. I have to heal. I'd be trolling if I didn't heal there. I don't remember those things attacking off screen like that. I think it's because of the thing I have. It's like prompting their aggression before I actually get to them because they're taking damage off screen. Saw that coming. Another lifesteal. Got hit twice, but I think that's okay. More mana, there's no way! Ace, no way! Secret? No health pots to open it. Okay. So, boss. I don't think there's... Oh, there's 2 things before the boss, now that I think about it. I think this is okay. Never mind. All right. That's a little bit of V doesn't quite remember how that boss works. I got 3 tapped, which is, I guess, reasonable. Maybe I needed to like hang back a little bit, so like assess the situation and then go in. There is like some attack indicators. Basically, it tries to snip threads. So it started off with a thread in front of it, snipped as I was attacking. Then it did like an overhead, which I don't know if there was a thread, but I think you would be able to react to the overhead. And then it did another snip right after. Now I was thinking that like if I attack, I'll lifesteal and we'll be okay. But that was a lot of pain in a very, very short time. But there you have it. I'm not giving up on Have a Nice Death on just the one try. I can tell you all, I've been trying this offline for just like a couple of hours. Not for very long. I've been basically hard stuck in Breakdown 4, but that's someone who hasn't really played in a year. And maybe the build's like not giga OP. I think if it was a mage build, for example, we could make it like giga OP. But basically what's happening is that I guess mini bosses can't be stunned. So you always have to be ready to dodge their attacks. They have extra damage, just like everything else, I suppose. And that's really about it. So the only major difference is that the mini bosses don't get stunned anymore. So you always have to be ready to avoid an attack. And then this is only difficulty 4 though. It's gonna get worse, if you could ever believe it. But yeah. Pretty good though. Chat, W stream today, people. W stream. We did a lot. Basically achievement hunting in both games. And we got 1 achievement in Have a Nice Death today, so I still call that a success. Tomorrow, not that we won't be live, we have to do a little bit of testing for the Thursday stream. Make sure that everyone's Discord stuff works and all of that. So the stream may be a little bit later than normal. I'm not sure if we're gonna have the Wholesome vs. Live segment, because I know a lot of people are playing Bazaar right now. But either way, follow the channel, get notified when we go live. Keep up on socials. Twitter, Discord, Blue Sky, YouTube. Do videos every week. And then remember, Thursday is a bonus stream with Motion Twin to discuss Windblown and the new update, which might be ready for Thursday. I don't know if it is. Thank you for all the bits, follow, subs, all the people using their Blueprint Redemption to help us keep track of that challenge we were doing. Thank you all for all of that hard work. I'm chilling though, and a little bit hungry. If you're gonna get a bite to eat, take an extra big bite just for me. Otherwise, chat, you all have a good rest of your day, night, evening, morning, whatever, wherever you are. If you hop on Path of Exile 2, maybe you'll see me online. Either way, have a good one. And I'll catch you all next time.